obstacles. Thank you for joining me, whether you catch it live or you catch it on the replay. I thank you for joining me and being with me here tonight. We look at our lives in terms of obstacles, and we look at things that get in our way as a difficulty. But in many aspects, some of our obstacles are really our blessings, right? It's when we become creative and we learn to handle adversity. In my life, I know that boulders or obstacles or anything that got in my way became a wake-up call for me to change myself. It usually came through in different forms, and through disease, physical or emotional ailments. And I know that the universe was trying to connect with me. And I didn't listen to that, or I was unable to hear the quiet voice or the words or the synchronicities that the universe throws at us. There's so many different types of symbols and codes that come through that give us the opportunity to really decipher the information. And if we're aware and we're awake, then we suffer less. But when we're attached to the ego state of existing in the three-dimensional mindset of the things that we've been told throughout our lives, we suffer. And we suffer because we don't want to have any obstacles. We don't want to have any adversity. Who wants to really feel that? But if we take it as a lesson or a message from the spirit that the spirit world is really guiding us and pushing us forward, then those obstacles become something positive for us. Like people who have near-death experiences, there's many people who I've interviewed and people that I talk to who've gone through a near-death experience. And many times and many situations, their story is very interesting as it relates to really not being on the path that they were supposed to be. And the universe almost nudged them to the place that they had to go through. And it was usually through a difficult situation. In most cases, we really don't learn if it's something that's easy. It's like being in a school, right, where you know the mathematics problems, you know that level, but you need to go to the next grade in order to learn what's supposed to be taught to you. So the universe is, again, testing us to help us evolve. And those obstacles themselves are sometimes a positive thing for us. The thing is that it forces us to really go inside of ourselves, and to actually to draw upon all the resources that we have. And by doing so, we actually push ourselves to a place of overcoming and recognizing that the obstacles, without them there, we would have never risen to the occasion, so to speak. The other thing in terms of our obstacles is that we sometimes have false perceptions of people, like difficult people. We don't understand why they're in our path. People at work, the people in our lives, partners that we experience, that narcissist energy in terms of being on top of somebody and punishing. And if we look at the lessons of that energy, it's basically really to teach us our own self-love, for us to create boundaries, compassion, and value ourselves. And without that type of individual in our lives, we would never really know what it's like to do that. So we face these specific obstacles with perceptions of people or individuals that enter our lives. Those are obstacles as well. And then we're also, as I mentioned before, with near-death experiences, we're tested with injuries. Things happen to our bodies. We keep running, we don't know how to slow down, we don't know how to sit down, and all of a sudden we get an injury. Well, the universe is sometimes telling us to really relax, or to, as my friend says, allow, right? All low. To be able to sit with yourself and ground into the earth. Many times when we're driving our car, right, there are traffic slowdowns. People want to rush. They want to go in between the traffic. They want to get to where they're going quicker than they need to. So the universe slows us down when it needs to. It has us in mind. It's watching over us. It has our back. So if we take the messages of what the universe gives us, we can really grow and evolve from those situations and look at our lives in a different perspective. The basic, or the end game basically with all of this, is that without despair, without that obstacle, we're in a place of either giving up or pushing forward. And the way out of despair is knowing that everyone has a divine flame within them, that burning desire, right? And that energy itself knows that it can completely destroy the situations that are taking place in our lives. And that's what we have to find. We have to find that inner flame within us to be able to recognize that we are in consistent contact with the universe, and the universe is in consistent contact with us. It just takes a matter of listening and heeding the advice of the of the synchronicities or the messages that come through. And it can come through in any type of situation. So tonight, hopefully there'll be a spirit animal that comes through that passes on what your obstacle is, or obstacles. And to ask the animal what remedies or what you can do to overcome these specific obstacles that exist. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find a comfortable place to sit down or lie down, cover your eyes, and we will go on a guided meditation to our spirit animal and asking the spirit animal about the obstacles and how to overcome them. Okay? All right, so I'd like you to take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Get yourself comfortable and let's go on our journey. We're walking in a rainforest, and the trees and the plants are in our path. And as we walk on our path, we hear the sounds of different birds and different smells. This path winds on an upward hill. And as we walk up ahead is a stream. We gently walk through it and feel the coolness of the water. And as we continue on, up ahead is a cave. We enter that cave. And with both our arms, we feel the side of the walls. We search for the light that comes in through the other side. And it gets brighter and brighter until the sun shines in our face. And as you walk on this path, you look around. Where are you? What does the terrain look like? What does it smell like? Behind you, you hear a noise. It's your spirit animal. What animal do you see? As you look at your spirit animal, you ask it, what obstacles are in your way? experiences. once you reach the cave, you walk back inside through the dark passageway, guiding yourself with both hands on the side of each wall. Until you see the light on the other side. And you continue back on the path you took. Tropical environment, and you reach the stream, and you put your hands in the water and wash yourself off on your face. And you continue on. Right side is a large palm tree. You put your hands around it. And you feel its communication with you. Helps you shed the obstacles in your life. You thank the tree and you release your hands and you walk out. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Move your fingers, move your toes, shrug your shoulders. And when you're ready, you can come back into the room. Okay, today was Shamanic Journey number 63 to our obstacles. And if we look at our lives and we look at obstacles themselves, as I mentioned earlier, we can think of them as difficulties, but in actuality, they really are blessings. They assist us with really our personal growth. As we always, or I speak about, being a victim, if we look at the obstacles as a tool to help us expand, then we can see the positive attributes that we can lend to that feeling or that action that takes place in our lives. So sometimes we have disease that comes in and it becomes very scary and it shakes us up. But what it really is calling us to do is to call upon all the energy we have, right? To call upon our natural resources of really overcoming and overriding the things that are getting in the way of our true calling. And if we look at the universe as always interacting with us, it's looking to get us and put us on the right path. It knows what it wants, for us to do. It has its calling in its name, in the synchronicities, in the messages, and the codes that come through the universe. If we look at all of these negative attributes that we think are negative, then we can see in the long run that they actually turn out to be something positive. The people that come in our lives, the obstacles of their behavior towards us, or our lack of boundary, our lack of our inability to create certain space or understanding, our inability to exhibit self-love or compassion for ourselves. Even the traffic jams, the delays, the things that slow us down, they're all variables that are trying to get our attention, to put us in a place to pay attention. So hopefully today you were able to receive some information from your spirit animal, and I hope you're able to take this information with you on for the day or the week, the month, and the days to come. And I want to thank you for joining me today on this journey, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And if you're interested, as I always mention, in an Akashic record reading, you can go to my website, adamgaleuniversalhealing.com. I also do soul prints, which is reading your fingerprints, which puts you in terms of what your life path is and what school you belong to and what your obstacles will be in your life and the things you need to overcome. So that's actually very relevant. It's called Soul Prints if you're interested. Okay, I want to thank you all for joining me. And if you're interested, you can catch my other interviews on my YouTube channel, Adam Gale and Inspiring Minds. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.